There's so much to see in the Vatican museums, it's easy to get lost or miss an important masterpiece. On our Skip the Line Vatican Museums and Sistine Chapel tour, you'll have your very own local art historian and expert Vatican guide to make sure you don't miss a thing. Covering masterpieces of medieval, Renaissance and Baroque art and the important sculptures of ancient Rome, helping you to make sense of the sheer volume of paintings, mosaics, statues and artifacts in these expansive rooms. Your tour guide will explain each item's place in the rich tapestry of Vatican City history. Not only are they beautiful to look at, each masterpiece has its own story to tell. Your Vatican tour guide will tell you the story behind the paintings, the meanings behind them, and why they're so renowned across the globe. The highlight of your Vatican private tour is the Sistine Chapel, which is undoubtedly the most famous chapel in the world. You'll learn about the paintings of Michelangelo. Yes, he spent 8 years of his life painting here, and his predecessors, who covered every inch of these walls and ceilings. You'll hear about the history of the period, including the difficulties encountered between the Pope, Julius II, and Michelangelo. A wonderful option to add to your trip is the Raphael Rooms. These were 4 rooms of the Papal Palace, painted by Michelangelo's contemporary and greatest rival, Raphael Sanzio. Art lovers cannot afford to miss this short detour from the museums to stand in front of entire walls frescoed by the hands of this Renaissance genius. Leaving the Sistine Chapel, you'll enter St. Peter's Basilica without having to stand in line. St. Peter's is the most renowned work of Renaissance architecture and the largest church in the world. Standing beneath Michelangelo's great dome, you cannot help but feel somewhat humbled by the expansive surroundings. Built over St. Peter's tomb, the Basilica took more than 120 years to complete and is one of the most important sites in all of Christianity. The Basilica features several chapels and contains numerous statues and mosaic works of importance. Your guide will point out the most important and leave you with time to look around by yourself. The Pietà, one of Michelangelo's most well-known religious sculptures, is among the highlights of this part of your visit. Our groups are limited to only 6 people, which allows for a level of interaction with your guide which is not possible in larger group tours. Our goal is that when you leave the Vatican City, you will have a brand new perspective on its history and an appreciation of the artwork that will stay with you forever.